What's going on, ghosties? Welcome back to Tales of Spooky Coffee House. If you're new here, welcome to our podcast. My name is Veronica.
And I'm Chelsea.
And we are your hosts. On today's episode, we will be discussing our haunted location, Posada del Sol, and serial killer of the week, Clementine Barnabet, as well as a tarot card reading to end the podcast. Chelsea, how are you? Are you drinking anything new?
No, I'm not drinking anything new, but I'm drinking peppermint bark creamer. What about you? Are you drinking anything?
So apparently, come to find out, I have a new addiction. I still shouldn't be drinking coffee, by the way, but I ordered a peppermint mocha last week on my way to work, and it was kind of so good that I've kind of been like drinking one every other day since then. And I got myself a venti peppermint mocha once again, just like last week. I love that I had an excuse to buy it, so I didn't feel too guilty. So thank you. But yeah, that's what I'm drinking. So to get us started, I do have a touchy subject to talk about, but I think it's important to talk about it. And but Chelsea, have you heard by chance of the shooter who killed 5 people in a Colorado gay club?
I have, yeah.
Have you at all seen a picture of his mugshot?
I have not.
Okay. So I actually just sent it to you. So if you will go ahead and take a look at that. So this fool, after he shot and killed these 5 people and injured others, a trans woman came over and beat the shit out of him, stomped him on the face with her heel shoes. Yeah, her heels, and beat the fucking crap out of him. And that's what he looked like for his mugshot. Isn't that just a beautiful sight to see?
Yes, I love all the purples and everything.
And
at first I was like, what the fuck is wrong with him? I was like, are those birthmarks? And then you were
LOL.
like,
damn, how ugly can someone be?
No, seriously.
Okay. Something else I sent you is a video of an interview a news team did on the shooter's dad. So if you could go ahead and watch that video and then give us your 2 cents. I love this, by the way. We should do this more often where you give me like pictures or videos to react to. I think this is great.
What the hell is wrong with the dad?
Right? But like,
he looks like he's on drugs.
But also, like, doesn't it make sense now?
What exactly?
Why the shooter did what he did? I mean, not exactly giving him like a specific reason, but motive.
I mean, yes and no. I mean, we've talked about this before where, how you're raised has an effect on who you become as an adult. But also, we've talked about how when you become an adult, you know right from wrong, even if you.
Oh, well, yeah, of course.
Didn't really
but
see
like,
it.
I'm saying, like, as far as the environment he grew up in, like the person he like became to be.
Yeah.
The inspiration.
Yeah, it's not surprising.
Our hearts and prayers go out to the families of the victims and the victims that were hurt during this shooting. But I hope that guy gets what he deserves, is all I'm saying.
Definitely. Prison's gonna be interesting for him.
Mm-hmm.
I always think of shooters like that as cowards. So, and from the looks of him, I mean, one person took him down. He's going to prison. He's going to get beat up like every day.
Mm-hmm.
So I hope with every beating, it's going to sound really bad, but I hope with every beating, he always remembers what he did.
Yeah, that doesn't sound bad at all.
Well, I was gonna say something else, and I was like, I'm gonna tone
You
it down.
could have. No, you could have. You could have.
Okay, moving on to a different topic because you're making me really sad. Have you watched any episode of Wednesday yet?
Nah, dude, I've been busy today.
Ah, sad face. So it was absolutely 100% amazing.
I'm sure. You know what I have been seeing a lot on my social media is the dance scene.
Yes.
And I love how she does a little like tip of the hat to one of the original Wednesdays.
Mm-hmm.
Love it.
Yeah, the dance scene was my favorite. So this show it exceeded my expectations for it.
Mm-hmm.
it was the reaction that I had to it was what I was hoping for with Hocus Pocus 2. So I am super happy that it was better than I had hoped it was.
I'm glad you deserve that. You watched a movie and was like, yes.
Yeah, it kept me guessing the entire time. They literally make like almost everybody a suspect, and
Spoilers, I don't want to know anything.
no, I'm not saying anything more than that. I mean, it does in the preview say that there's a murder, so but yeah, I like even the parents, like their chemistry and stuff. That one was a bit different from the Adams Family with Christina Ricci.
Yeah, because they based it more on the cartoon.
Yeah, yeah. So, but it worked so well. I absolutely loved it.
Yeah.
And Jenna's performance throughout the whole thing just kiss.
See, I would be so down, and this is funny because like nowadays we people our age, I don't know, it depends what kind of personality type you are anyways. Like don't have like movie posters up on their wall, right?
Right.
I would straight up have a movie poster of Wednesday on my wall
Oh
because she
yeah.
just looks so fucking badass. Like, ugh, love it.
And I was looking at her or like the red carpet
Oh
and see
my
like different
god,
interviews.
yes.
They're just she
She's
yes, she is
yeah.
amazing. She's amazing.
Not as fangirly. Like, yeah. Yeah, I have
Especially not
seen
even when you've seen the show yet. Like that's how great she
because
is.
I know I'm gonna be obsessed, bro. I know.
Yeah, no, I binged the whole thing like right away. It is so good. I couldn't stop.
You know what? It's because Black Friday, I took advantage of getting like Hulu for 199 a month for 12 months. I got my HBO Max back. So I'm like watching like I have so many options of things to watch that I don't want to watch anything.
Yeah, I know.
But
I
I'm
hate
gonna
that
have to
feeling.
like yeah, I'm gonna have to force myself to watch Wednesday. Like, okay, I'm gonna do this one. I'm gonna do this one.
Yeah, and I had seen mixed things about Christina Ricci's character in the series.
Hmm.
So I had heard like so many different things at what she was doing. Her character, I love it. Like it is so Christina Ricci, and I'm so glad that they picked a really good character for her, so that
Hmm.
way she could still be a part of like the new generation.
Yeah,
It was great.
I'm excited.
Just pumping you up.
I know. All right, so moving on, I do have a couple of questions for you.
Oh boy.
I don't. These aren't bad. These aren't bad. These are fun questions, I guess. Um, what sound would be the scariest if you could hear it?
If I could hear it and I can hear it and I don't want to hear it, is the sound of a black hole.
Uh, okay.
Scientists recorded a
They
black
have
hole in
audio of
space.
a black hole, like the
Yeah, that's
first
what I
audio.
said.
You don't want
That's
to
what I
hear it?
said. Yeah, that's what I said. Like I can hear it. I don't want to hear it, but that's what I imagine the scariest sound to be.
Really? Huh.
Because like when I think about it, like I think of being in space and like going into the black hole, listening to those.
Also, I told my coworkers about your little answer to last week's question, what color is the biggest color? And you said white because when you mix all the colors together, you get white.
Yeah.
They made the same face I did, so you need to take a look in the mirror. All right, my second question is a fun question. I think you're gonna enjoy this one.
I want to know what your sound is.
Girl, if I had one, I would tell you. What secret conspiracy would you like to start?
To start?
Yeah. Like, what would you want to make people believe?
That's a hard one.
It's a hard one, and it's one that you want the best answer. Like,
Do you have an
what's
answer?
of course not, dude. Do I have an answer?
Yeah, no, I don't have an answer for that.
I do. I mean, it's not a conspiracy theory. It's just more of like a little joke that they pulled on us. Back
Um,
in elementary school, we went hiking and to this canyon. Yes, they took us on a field trip and we went hiking. And the person in charge was like showing us a little cave where there's like water. And he was like, "Did you guys know that all this water is dinosaur pee?" I mean, I guess it's kind of true, but not really. But, anyways,
well, that's what dirt is.
dinosaurs?
It's dinosaur poop.
Okay, let's just start these conspiracies. Yes, 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 it is.
All right, Veronica, it's my turn.
Okay.
What if anything, is too serious to be joked about?
Oh shit.
What's
That's a great
too serious?
question. What's too serious? Oh, oh my God, what's the name of it? Oh my God, the Holocaust.
All right. Good answer. Good answer.
Thank you. What about yours? What's your answer?
Not going off of yours, like if I'm not using that answer at all, I would say probably the genocide of the American Indians.
And yet, jokes, I'm sure, are still made about it.
Oh yeah, just like jokes are made about the Holocaust. I know a lot.
Yeah.
Not that I say them. I don't say them. I know them. Let me
Chelsea,
clarify
you have
that. Let
some
me clarify
explaining to
that.
do. All right.
All right,
And if you
my
guys didn't get that reference, I was referencing Ricky Ricardo. And if you don't know who Ricky Ricardo is, uh,
all right, my last question for you. What movie remake do you think is the worst in movie history?
Blair Witch 2, Blair Witch 3. Horrible.
Were
Waste
those
of
remakes?
time. Oh, remake, sorry.
Yeah, remakes.
You didn't have to yell at me like that, okay?
No, I didn't yell at
Yeah,
you.
you did. Remakes? Like, fuck. I don't watch movies.
I know you don't. That's
Let
why
me
it's so
Google some. Hold
fun.
on. List of movie remakes. One moment. Okay. But then again, it was a good movie. One moment. I'm pretty sure I'm not gonna have an answer for this. Because if I've seen the original, I probably haven't seen the new one. If I've seen the new one, I haven't seen the original. I watched the newest or the live action Lion King before I watched the animated one.
Really?
Yeah. I had never watched The Lion King. It never interested me. Well, I knew it would make me sad, so I think I knew my little heart couldn't take it. Yeah, dude, I'm sorry I don't have an answer for you. Was it what's the witch movie you like? Hocus Pocus?
If we're talking about sequels, that might
Oh,
be it.
sequel. I'm so
But
sorry.
talking about remakes, no, the one that I think is the worst is the remake of A Nightmare on Elm Street.
Hmm. I think you've mentioned this before.
I hate it so much.
Damn, dude. Chill.
Yeah.
I get it, I get it.
On that note, do you want to get us started on the haunted location of the week?
Yeah, let's definitely move on. That was a good question though. I wonder if the ghosties could think of any.
Oh, I'm sure.
Again, I don't watch movies, so I don't
That's why I wanted to ask you because I didn't know if you would
because you knew I was
actually.
gonna sit here for like 3 hours just thinking about an answer that I was never gonna get. Yeah. Anyways, ghosties, haunted location of the week is Posada del Sol. In the center of Mexico City lies the ruins of the hotel Posada del Sol, a graffiti strewn abandoned hotel that is truly one of the most haunting sights in North America's largest city. The deteriorating edifice was the magnum opus of Fernando Saldana Galvan, who poured his blood, sweat, and tears into the hotel in the mid 20th century in failed attempt to create a unique artistic center in Mexico City that would stand as one of the most extravagant hotels in the world. Although Posada del Sol is visibly crumbling from the outside and has little meaning to the street side vendors who surround it, the inside reveals the true beauty and historical significance of the hotel. Combining Baroque colonial architecture and modernist decadence, Posada del Sol occupies more than half a block, encompassing gardens, patios, fountains, terraces, massive paintings, and elevated viewpoints. More than 600 rooms were built by Galvan, who adorned the property with a casino, a theater, a gorgeous chapel, ballrooms, galleries, tea rooms, Turkish baths, and a human sized chessboard. Kind of giving like Potter vibes with the chessboard. Unfortunately for Galvan, external factors got the better of him. Construction on Posada del Sol was completely suspended at the beginning of 1945, and as Galvan's debt rose, he hung himself in the hotel yard. Legend has it he cursed the building before taking his life, because why wouldn't you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which is why it stands empty today. One explanation cited for the hotel's demise is that Galvan went insane and murdered his family just before opening the cultural center. Others believe that Galvan got into deep water with the Freemasons or that the project was all a facade. So, indeed, one of the most eerie features of the abandoned masterpiece is a dark room believed to be home to the altar of a missing girl who was found dead in the hotel's basement and whose ghost is believed to haunt the place. Some have been known to place candy on the girl's altar in order to escape her curse. So, ghosties, if anyone is interested in visiting this eerie hotel, just to let you know, just an FYI, it is illegal to visit inside of the hotel. So it is recommended that you enjoy Posada del Sol from the outside. It is quite
Wait,
hard to,
why is it illegal?
I don't know, maybe because the owner fucking died in it. I don't know.
So, I mean, is it just like is it like a no trespassing thing, or is it like legitimately illegal?
I think it's legit illegal. It's Mexico City, bro. I don't know.
Well, that's why I wanted to know because, like,
Okay,
you
we'll go
know,
ask them, okay? Let me know what they say. Because I don't know. Heck. Um, Thanks for
continue.
distracting me. Anyway, so it's recommended that you enjoy Posada sold from the outside. It is quite hard to get in beyond the wired net and metal fences, and it is located in front of a main road and government buildings. So do not expect an easy entrance that you will be able to get in at all. Challenge accepted, imagine. I'm just kidding. But yeah, thought that sounded
All I
pretty cool.
can, all I can think about is skydiving into there at
What
night.
the fuck? You're fucking random, bro. Skydiving. Shut the fuck up.
What? You said it wasn't gonna be easy to get in there, and I'm like, ooh, skydiving, land there in the
Skydiving.
middle of the night.
Fucking. Oh my God. I would think like, well, maybe because I'm Mexican, but I would think like a tunnel underneath. That was kind of that was kind of rude. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that. But it's true, right? It's true
Yeah, it
though.
is.
It's true. I'm Mexican. I can say it.
I mean, at least you didn't say climbing the wall.
I feel like that would have been less offensive. um Anyway, so we're totally moving on now. Serial killer of the week, please.
So, a serial killer of the week is Clementine Barnabet. So, Clementine is thought to be the first black female serial killer in the United States history. It's believed that she was born around 1894 in St. Martinville, Louisiana. She had three brothers, and their father, who was known as a petty thief, was reportedly abusing his family. Not much else.
What?
Not much.
You do it.
Not much else is known about her, not even her death date. A paper that was written by a Dr. Vance McLaughlin presented his work in a homicide research working group annual meeting. And a quote from his work says that between 1911 and 1912, in towns along the Southern Pacific Railroad line running through Louisiana and Texas, a minimum of 12 African American families were murdered in their homes. All the murders occurred at night, and an axe was used to fracture the skulls of the victims. Only one person, Clementine Barnabet, was ever punished for these homicides. So that kind of just gives you like a preview of what we're
A
gonna,
little hint of
yeah, what's to
yeah.
come.
Always getting us in a good mood, aren't you, Chelsea?
Yeah. So Raymond Barnabet, Clementine's father, was arrested on suspicion of murdering the four-person Andrus family who had been killed in February of 1911. Barnabet was arrested twice. The second time he was arrested was based on evidence from a woman with whom he was having an affair with named Diana. Diana reportedly told a friend some, quote, frightening things about the axe murders that led the friend to believe Barnabet was the murderer. The friend passed this information on to the police, which led to his arrest. He was released for insufficient evidence, but rearrested again months later and ultimately convicted of the murders. His daughter, Clementine, and one of his sons both testified against him, claiming he had returned home with bloodied clothes and boasting about the murders. When Clementine took the stand to testify against her father, per McLaughlin in his paper, said that she swore, quote, that he arrived home the night of the Andrus murders with his blue shirt covered in blood and brains. She said her father bragged that he killed a whole family that night and told Clementine to wash the blood out of his clothes, which she did. End quote. Her brother backed up her story, and Nina, who was Clementine's mother, denied seeing any bloody clothes, but did testify that Raymond had threatened to kill her a month before. So he was found guilty and sentenced to death by hanging. His attorneys had successfully filed for an appeal, but he was held in jail pending the new trial. So he was granted another trial.
Mm-hmm.
In November 1911, while he was in prison, the Randall couple were murdered with their 4 children in a manner similar to the previous murders. So Clementine had lived a few blocks away and came under suspicion due to an allegation that there was blood on the fence latch of her house and supposedly on clothes found in her bedroom. When the authorities arrived at her house, they did find a complete outfit of women's clothes in her room that was
Mm-hmm.
covered in blood and human brains, as well as the blood that was on the door latch.
Ugh, I don't like hearing and brains.
So her brother had an alibi for the night of the Randall murders. Clementine did not, so she was taken to jail. When they were both, her and her father, while they sat behind bars, the murders continued, which cast a doubt on their
Mm.
involvement. So Mental Floss reported in January of 1912 3 more families were murdered. In the murder of one family, I'm not going to try and say the name. In the murder of one family, the killers left a message on the wall that was signed by the Human Five. So this led media to nickname the Human Five Gang and added to the story that the murderers were connected to the practice of voodoo. The El Paso Herald ran a front page story that emblazoned the story even more when their title Voodoo's Horrors Break Out Again landed on the front page. With the emphasis on the voodoo and the fact that rumors were beginning to circulate that Clementine was the leader of a cult called the Church of Sacrifice,
Mm.
it added to the terror that the axe murders had been casting over the towns. So Clementine eventually confessed to a total of 35 murders. She explained that her connection to the Church of Sacrifice was an offshoot of a holy church congregation, but most people around the town didn't recognize it as a church; they recognized it as a cult.
Mm-hmm.
So Clementine claimed that a priestess of the Church of Sacrifice had given her and her friends conjure bags, which are good luck charms found in hoodoo. And supposedly this bag would grant them supernatural powers and make them undetectable to authorities, which spurred her into committing her first murders to test the claim of the magical protection.
I know your ass would want that shit.
Yeah, but I wouldn't test it out.
I'm gonna test it out now.
Her confession was described in recent reports to be very self contradictory. Like, sometimes she would claim to have committed the murders alone, and then other times she said that she acted with others.
Mm-hmm.
And even though she named a lot of her alleged accomplices, none of them were charged with a crime.
What?
Yeah. So modern analysis doubt her involvement in the murders. And in the 2017 book, The Man from the Train, which was written by Bill and Rachel James, argue that some but not all of the murders were committed by a serial killer named Paul Mueller, and others were committed by copycats. So, other than the fact that she had conjure bags, they claim that nothing she said about the murders can be confirmed by either some other person, and also the fact that her own testimony was so self-contradictory.
Mm.
So Clementine, like I said, was the only person that was ever punished for the murders, which made it unclear if she did have accomplices, especially since some of the murders took place while both she and her father were behind bars. A historian, Professor Dr. Jeff Anderson, in an interview said that either Clementine or someone in her house performed the majority of the murders, but due to her constantly changing stories, he doubted that she committed all of the murders that she said she did. So he believes that she also had accomplices.
Do you think that her going back and forth with her stories is maybe a tactic and a way to like confuse everyone? Like maybe she did that on purpose, or do you think she wasn't smart enough to
I thought
post?
about that too.
Because that'd be
Because,
genius.
but also I don't think that she did commit all of them. I think, like they said, like it was the whole entire cult,
Mm-hmm.
and then that's like they used. the murders while they were in jail to throw everybody off. So, like, even if somebody else had gotten arrested, I think the murders would have continued because they were throwing everyone off.
Yeah.
So, in October of 1912, Clementine was arrested or was sentenced to life in Louisiana State Penitentiary. Her attorneys attempted to defend her by reason of insanity, but she was declared guilty and sentenced to life instead. And at the time, she was just 19
She
years
was
old.
19 when
She
all
was
of this
19.
happened.
No, she was 17 when the murders began. She was
Wow.
19 when she was sentenced to life.
Wow.
So in July of 1913, she escaped jail for a few hours but was caught. And in August of 1923, she was released from prison after a unspecified surgical operation that was believed to have cured her.
What the?
Yeah. And scientists make it, or not scientists, but sources make it very clear that it was not a lobotomy that was performed on her because that wasn't known in the United States until a decade later in
Hmm.
the 30s. So Bill and Rachel James argue that if authorities had actually believed she was behind these murders, it's unlikely that she would have been released after just a few years in jail. So it's obvious that even they say because she was set free so early that they didn't believe her either.
Mm-hmm.
But after her release, no exist of her whereabouts.
Interesting.
Yeah. So a couple interesting facts that I found while I was researching. It was there's a notion called voodoo murders, which is that these murders that took place in 1911 and 1912 weren't the only murder spree. So less than a decade later, the Axemen of New Orleans committed similar crimes and murdered people and injured.
Sorry.
he murdered 6 people and injured an additional 6. And more than a decade earlier, between 1884 and 85, I think, a serial killer who was known as the Servant Girl Annihilator or the Austin Axe Murderer
Mm-hmm.
killed at least 8 women in the city of Austin, Texas. And those crimes had never been solved either. So they think that it's actually like more than just that time frame for the murders.
Well,
So what do you think? Do you think Clementine did it?
I mean, I think she was part of it. I don't think she was in it solo. I think that is a smart way of doing it to try to throw everyone off, as far as a
Uh-huh.
cult goes. But yeah, I mean, it sounds smart. Like their tactics were good. But I don't know if they did it on purpose or if she said what
It
she
just
said on
worked out
purpose.
that way.
It just worked out like so good for them.
Yeah.
I did not take notes.
All right, so that was my serial killer of the week. Are
Fun.
you ready for a tarot card reading?
I should be asking you that. Are you ready for your tarot card reading?
I don't know if I'm ready.
I mean, take a minute. Let's talk about something else. I don't know.
No,
What
I'm
colored hair do you have today? I don't know.
red.
Okay, cool.
So this week we are doing a tarot card reading from me.
Yes.
Past life spell.
Ooh.
Now, like I've mentioned before, I've never done a past life spell before, and I've had this spread saved. So it is a bit on the long side, but it's one that I've known that I've wanted to do. I didn't
I
want to
just
change
scrolled
it.
down on our notes and I saw many cards I was just reading. Whoa. I was expecting maybe 10.
Nope, it's 16.
We got this, go see. This is going to be interesting.
So the first part of the spread is the about the life.
She said first part.
Yeah. So card 1 is male or female. Pretty easy, right?
Okay, so this should probably be going back to like your most recent or one of the most important times of your or one of
We'll
the
get to
most
that.
important. All right.
Well, yeah, literally a card for that. We'll get
Oh,
to
like
it.
a time. Okay, okay,
Yeah.
okay. All right.
So card 2 is your partnerships. Card 3 is your family. Card 4 is either an achievement or achievements that you had. And card 5 was your spirituality. The year or time period. Card 6 is the fears of society. Card 7 is the joy of society. And card 8 is the dreams of society. Now, this section was very specific about how and represent the years, even the numbers on the cards themselves.
Interesting.
So I wrote down all the numbers that were on the card, and we'll talk about that after.
Mm-hmm.
So part 3 is your karmic pattern of life. So card number 9 is your child. Card 10 is years. Card 11 is your adult life. And card 12 is your old age life. So each different, you know,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
stepping stone. So the last part is karma brought forward to this life from that life. Card 13 is affecting your past. Card 14 is affecting your present. Card 15 is affecting your future. And card 16 overcome this karmic pattern.
I am so excited.
Almost makes you want one, huh?
Yeah. But I'm not gonna put you guys through 16 cards. Maybe we'll go live on Instagram and do it, but
I was thinking that too.
okay, cool.
So card 1, male or female? This comes through the Two of Wands. So my card instantly showed a woman, so I'm guessing female.
Mm-hmm.
And all the card like represents is that you have to make a decision between two paths. So I was a female that was like stuck at a path. Either I'm hoping not when I died, but something that affected, you know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So card 2 is partnerships, and this comes through the Three of Wands. So in my partnership, I was experiencing life and seeking adventure. I could have been moving abroad or traveling and was involved in a long distance relationship.
That's interesting because of how in this life you also moved far away. You didn't have what? A long distance relationship, but I don't know, I like the similarity. I like finding the similarities because obvious, well, I don't know if it's obvious, but most of the time your current life is very similar to one of your past lives or many of your past lives.
Yeah. Card 3 is your family, and this comes through the Four of Pentacles. You're holding on to people that are either possessive or toxic.
Damn. Do I need to say what I just said again? I'll say it.
No, no. You need to establish your boundaries
Mm,
because not letting go can cause blocking your progress and keeping yourself in a sense of isolation.
I see you
So be
haven't learned
careful.
your lesson. They're not gonna call me out. The funniest thing I've heard all day.
I don't know how to respond to that because,
It's okay, you don't have to. No said.
anyways.
I love it.
So, card 4 is my either achievement or achievements, and this comes through the Hangman reverse. There are delays and missed opportunities in your life. Taking a pause to see things from a different perspective could have helped you move forward with a new sense of energy. Didn't achieve anything?
I think you achieved failure, which, huh?
I was gonna say, did I just like not take the opportunity to be a writer in that life?
I guess so. I mean, who knows?
So, card 5 is my spirituality, and this comes through the Page of Swords. You have ideas that are inspired and curious, and your thirst for knowledge can lead to interesting discovery. Quick-witted and inquisitive.
Interesting. I like that. So I feel like you've always had like this connection.
I mean, maybe it's telling me that I didn't use my voice the way I was supposed to.
It is your reading. You take it as you want.
Okay, so I thought it was kind of funny because let me find there it is. Because card 6 is the fears of society, and the card was death.
Hmm.
It just like instantly, like I was like, well, everybody fears death, right? Like at some point in their life.
Mm-hmm.
But the card actually means that a major phase or was changing and coming to an end, and it was opening up room for something of more value. So it even says like don't fear this change because it can be a positive thing.
So you were scared of change. You were scared of like,
That's the fears of society that I was
yeah,
living in.
within society though.
So card 7 is the joy of society, and this comes through the Chariot. So the joy of society was that We were moving in a positive direction. We were channeling inner power and dedicated to bringing goals to fruition. Through hard work and commitment, we would have. Maybe at first we were scared of change, but then we changed our mind about it.
Possibly. You're looking at the positive side of it.
Yeah. So card 8 was the dreams of society, and this comes through the 8 of cups reversed. So the dreams of society, which is ironic, is that we feared moving on, which can result in staying in a bad situation.
Mm.
We shouldn't have been afraid of leaving something behind if it was no longer serving us. Running away from situations because we're afraid to take a chance would have been really bad. So our dream to not hold back. That was a really weird one.
I like that one. I feel like that card took me on a journey. Like, I know that sounds weird. I know that sounds weird and it won't make sense to you guys, but it took me on a journey.
So when I was talking about how the numbers could like actual year,
Mm-hmm.
so the numbers that I got, if you look at your notes, were 13, 7, and then there was 2 8s on the last card.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if, I mean, it has to be like I was born in 95, and if this was like my recent life, it would have been an 88.
Huh? It would what?
It would have been an 88, like 1988. It could have been like 1888 or 1788 or, but like if you no, like look at the numbers that I have
No, I
on our
see it.
note.
I see it. I see it.
I almost want to like look up everybody that died on that day.
I mean, whoa. Where did you get the eights from? Eight is from the
From the
card,
last card. Yeah.
and what's the other eight represent they have on there?
So it was the 8 of cups, so it had 8 on there twice. It had the Roman numerals and then it had the name of the card.
Okay, because that could be like,
Yeah, because like with the period, there was only one number on it, and that was 13 and
because I was gonna
7.
say you
So
could add it, so like 16. It could be month 7, day 16, some year 13, or 713, some year
oh my
88.
god, is it trying to tell me that 13, like 1913, could I have been my serial killer? No, because she died in 23, not 13. But she was arrested in 13. Jokes, Veronica.
I'm scared.
Jokes. Anyways, moving
Don't
on.
tell me, tell them.
So the next part is my karmic pattern of life, and the card 9 is the child, and this comes through the King of Swords reversed. But used my authority in a wrong way. I needed to reflect and realize that manipulation and misuse of power
What?
alienated those around me.
Damn, what kind of child were you?
Oh, it was evil apparently.
Fuck.
Is my adolescent years, and I'm really scared. But this comes through the Wheel of Fortune reversed. Changing my destiny started with accepting responsibility for where I was then,
Mm.
considering what role my earlier actions played in my present circumstances.
Damn.
What could I have learned from a situation, and how can I apply it to my future life?
Oh, you're learning. You're learning. Good, good. Good, good.
All right, so card 11 is my adult through the Five of Swords reversed. I was ready to resolve conflicts at work or home, ready to make amends and move on. Oh, so I did learn. Sometimes peaceful resolutions and overcoming challenges can turn into even more of an escalation that I could have prevented.
Yeah, that sounds like an
So,
adult.
yeah, so I needed to try to make amends, but if reconciliation was impossible, it was better to just walk away.
It's a
I
good piece of
feel,
advice.
yeah, and I feel really good about that too. So, card 12 is my old age life, and this
Ooh,
comes
I'm
through
interested to see what kind of old lady you were.
the Page of Swords. I had plenty of ideas and was. Hold on, I already said this one. Oh god, I had this on here twice. Hold on. Tay, I messed up a little bit.
The spirituality one?
Yeah, it should have been Page of Wands. So card 5 represents my spirituality, and this comes through the Page of Wands. So my spirituality was fresh, cheerful, and childlike. I was full of energy, having bright ideas and exciting plans. I was being creative and free thinking and fearless. I was finding my passion and making discoveries for my future life. I just needed to be careful not to rush into things without considering the consequences.
That's beautiful.
I feel like I found my witchy side.
Yeah, you found
That's
you.
yeah, that's really sweet.
Okay, so maybe it wasn't a mistake and it was a mistake that had to be made because that sounded like old age too. Like maybe you were meant to read that. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
because I
I'm
just kept
gonna
picturing you reading it for old age.
well, because like even with old age, the Page of Swords was still pretty accurate. Like I
That's
had
why,
I
that's what I'm saying. Like, I think you were meant to read both. Like, your mistake was meant to happen.
yeah.
Okay, continue. Sorry.
All right, so the last part is karma brought forward to this life. So card 13 is what is affecting my past, and this is through the 6 of Pentacles.
Wait, this is how your life,
What's a,
how your past is affecting your current life, or how your current life is affecting your past life?
how my karma from my past life and this life. So how my karma affected my past of this life.
Oh, got it.
Okay. Yeah, I had to clarify that too. Don't feel bad.
Yeah, my brain.
So this comes through the 6 of Pentacles, and someone may have been generous towards me with gifts, money, or their time. I may have been valued and rewarded for my hard work.
Interesting.
So, card 14 is how my karma from my past life is affecting my present, and this comes through the Ace of Swords. I'm about to experience a moment of breakthrough. Wow. I have new ideas and new ways of thinking, and I'm experiencing an increased intellectual ability, achieving victory, success, and gains. I'm ready to grab new opportunities and I'm focused and making rational decisions. Also, I learned.
Or you're learning.
Well, yeah,
You're never done learning.
well, yeah. It says I'm about to experience a breakthrough.
Hmm.
So
That's
card 15,
good.
so card 15 is how my karma from my past life is affecting my future of this life. And
Whoop.
this comes through the Queen of Cups reversed. If you let your heart rule over your head, your emotions may overwhelm you. You may have been you may be giving too much or have been taking care of others and now you need to draw your attention
We've
inward.
heard this card before. Just saying.
You may feel overly sensitive, needy, emotionally exhausted, or
Damn.
worthy.
Yeah.
Focus on self-love and make yourself a priority.
Again, and I quote, this bitch said earlier, they're not gonna call me out. Boom.
uh, so card 16 and the final one.
Moving
The
right
final
on.
one. We are not delving deeper into that. So the last card is how I can overcome this karmic pattern, and this is through that I'm being invited to stabilize my energy, so I need to learn to bring balance, patience, and moderation in my life. I should allow the life force to flow through me without resistance, and I should take the middle road, avoiding extremes and maintaining a some calm. So I need to not let
Wow.
my fiery redhead temper take the best of me.
That was fun. Did you have fun? I had fun.
I actually had a lot of fun. I am curious to know more about like the time period.
Hmm. Start Googling.
Oh, I know. I'm gonna get lost in a Google abyss.
I just love how you were like a demon child in your past life. I don't think you were in this life. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but because you didn't seem like one.
No,
You just
I
seem
mean I had a
spoiled.
maybe because I'm an only child, but
Oh, you hear the way she said me because I'm an only child.
anyways, I was gonna say like I had dark thoughts as a child. That's kind of like why I like writing the things that I do.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if like I just learned to not let it out.
Ghosties, I literally remember Chelsea and I being in middle school and it was either middle school or like high school. And I remember being she used to live with her grandparents, right? And I remember coming over and she gave me like a stack of papers where she would write her stories on. And I would read it. I think the one I was reading was like a vampire one. I loved it so much. Unfortunately, I can't remember what the storyline was, but I remember falling in love with it and it being so good. Like to me, Chelsea has just always been like that creative writer. And If you still have those, Chelsea, which I'm sure you do, and I've told you this before so many times, I would
I'm
love
like
to read it. And I will like, I don't know, I'll do a story time or something and just like read the whole thing.
I'm like mentally going through every story that I've written about vampires
It
in
was
middle school and high
vampire or
school.
werewolf, like,
I don't
and
really write werewolves.
it was something, dude. And then pretty sure it was like middle school. I think it was like Twilight era.
Are you sure it was vampires?
Yeah, no, it was something like supernatural like that.
Well, because I was gonna say there was a story that I was writing with Taylor in high school in freshman year that we were passing around to the friend group. Like we were
Mm-mm,
creating the storyline and I was writing
no,
it. It was
no, I don't
supernatural.
think you really had anyone read this story yet.
Oh, I'm so curious. I'm gonna
It's
send
legit
you
like
like,
one of the originals, you know?
is it a short story or a long story?
I think it
Well,
was
you
a
said stack of papers.
well, I still think it was a short story though. It wasn't that big of a stack.
All right, so I'm just gonna send you like 20 different files, and you're gonna have to flip through them.
Alrighty, Rue. Just start reading them. But yeah, so I absolutely love that I got to witness and see you grow into what I like started seeing. Like I love that I watched your passion grow from the
Yeah,
beginning to like where you are now. Like that it has been like such a badass journey to watch you go through.
I absolutely love just like watching all of us because we're still friends with you and I are the longest, I think, but like we've still known like everybody else and just watching all of us grow.
Yeah.
Like you've come
Ew.
so far, you're not a bully that much anymore.
Nah, dude, I'm a bully. If you're my
I
friend
said that much.
and you happen to listen to me, like Ziannabelle, I bully her. I bully the fuck out of Ziannabelle. Taylor, I haven't really bullied her recently, but if she talks shit to me, I talk shit back. You know what I mean?
I just want to say that I'm so proud of you because here we are, episode 39 of season 1, and you're just admitting to being a bully when in episode 1 you denied it.
That's crazy. Let's talk about that really quick because we didn't even think about this to talk about that this is our last episode doing these segments because the last episode of the podcast, which is going to be the next episode, is a short story. So let's chat. I didn't even whoa.
It's so crazy to think about, right?
This is our last, yeah, technically last episode. That's wild. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh,
We've
ghosties.
grown so much.
I know. You know what? And I think I said this last episode or 2 episodes ago. I Every time I listen to the first episode,
I cringe so bad.
I cringe so hard. So anytime I mention our podcast to new people or like, just our podcast to people in general that don't know about it, I always tell them, please do not listen to the first episode. And I think to them, they think it's me asking for the attention, but I genuinely do not want people to listen to that first episode. And unfortunately, it's her most listened to episode. Which I fucking hate. But yeah, it's so cringe. But I love that we've like become so comfortable and have like almost found ourselves in like, you know,
Yeah, because we had like no idea what we were doing or what we wanted to say and not say, and
and I do apologize because I know there's a lot of moments where we weren't holding some kind of like stability. But like we just said, we were learning. We didn't know what we were really doing. We learned along the way. We figured out what we like doing along the way. We learned a lot about each other along the way. We've admitted to a lot along the way. And so I just want to promise you guys a more cleaned up season for season 2. I'm so excited. We're going to be talking about a bunch of things, a bunch of topics. Of course, still relating to spooky things. Do you want to give them a hint or like what are you excited for season 2? How about that without giving anything away or too much?
um, I'm excited for a couple of things. Like we're gonna have, I guess my favorite thing is we're gonna have a new podcast cover
Yeah.
for season 2. and we've been designing it. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. I'm excited to be like, nah, I don't like that. Nah, I don't like that.
Make them change it like 8 times.
Well, because it's our cover, like, you know what I mean? This is what people are going to be looking at.
Yeah, and when we give very specific details and they're not followed, like
Because their English is okay, so something you guys don't know. This is going to be a long episode, but I don't care. It's our last one. Something that you guys don't know, ghosties, is that when we were trying to design our cover photo that we have currently, which is Chelsea and I, the artist doing our cover photo that we hired, English wasn't their first language. Okay, so Chelsea was giving them very specific details. Like, I think yours was, oh, I'm gonna have like a butcher knife or a knife, and I'm gonna be like filing my nails or like cleaning my nails or something like that, right?
yeah, I was like have a knife and like I even said the specific knife so they could
No,
like
you
Google it.
did. You were very specific. That's
And
the concerning part.
like and like the colors and the patterns of our outfits and like what we wanted on the
Oh
table
yeah,
in
the
front of us.
outfits was just not it. Like it was just not happening.
Like I think we said I was supposed to have a black tank top and you were supposed to have white. They switched it so I had the white and you had the black. But then we said
I think it
like
was a jacket that was
it was
reversed or
both
like the
because we had like we were like, can you change the colors? And they just like totally flipped everything.
what was I
Like they
supposed to be holding?
your coffee cup, I think.
Just the coffee cup?
Mhm.
How boring. Well, anyways, as you guys can see, our cover photo looks nothing like what we're trying to describe to you. But we accepted it for what it was. We couldn't change it anymore. They give you a limit of like how many, but it just sucks because they weren't understanding you, even though you were being so specific. I got
Yeah.
so irritated.
Yeah, me too.
Anyways, it is what it is. Like Chelsea said, we're designing a new one and we hope to find an artist to make that
Dream a
vision come to
reality.
life. Yeah. But yeah, anything else that you're excited for?
Um, I
Because I'm
can't
thinking
say much
about
without
my
giving.
answers based off of yours.
Yeah, say yours because I don't want to say too much.
Okay, so but I'm excited to be able to talk about more things involving the spooky world and
Mhm.
not just staying to a specific subject or
Mhm.
category. That's exciting. I'm excited to honestly, I'm just excited to record with you again. Like
Yeah.
each episode has been so much fun. We've learned a lot from each other, and I can't wait to see what our dumbasses have to say in the future, you know? All right. Well, we're excited for season two. I hope you guys are excited for season two. Stay tuned. January 2023. Holy shit. Dude, our 10-year anniversary since we graduated from high school.
I know.
Ew.
I know.
What is aging? Um, in case we don't really have time to talk next episode because we're hoping for a fun short story time with you guys. Don't forget the most important date in between now and season two. Don't forget to wish me happy birthday, December 31st. Thanks. Okay. Um, anything else that you'd like to say, Chelsea?
Nope.
Awesome. Thank you, Ghosties, so much for joining us this week, this year, this season. We still have one more, but I feel like it's over. Make
Yeah.
sure to give us a follow on our social media. And if you want a free tarot card reading, please just let us know on our social media. Send us a message. Even though we're going to be off for about a month, we'd still love to do the tarot card reading for you personally, one on one. We could go live, whatever you want. Just let us know. And yeah, that being said, we are your hosts. I'm Veronica.
And I'm Chelsea.
Have a spooky weekend. Talk to you guys next week. Bye.
Bye.